This is the way.
What's up, folks? This is JR, Rogue's Law, your resident asshole, and this is another Team Nerd Herd production of This Is the Way, a Star Wars origin, and this is a long time coming one. This is our good buddy Kev from Kev's Collectibles. Man, I've been trying to get you on for a while. When I thought of creating this show, you were the first name that popped on my list of that short list. I'm so happy we can finally sit down and geek out together.
Totally, man. I'm so stoked to be here.
So how have you been? I mean, how's life? Is it doing good down?
Yeah,
there?
life's good, but we're still like in the last couple months of winter here, so it's still a bit wet and cold. But we're kicking into spring soon, so looking forward to that and getting into the beach weather again. And yeah, a lot of new life changes. I got myself a new apartment, and I'll be moving into that in a week's time. So next time you see me, everything will look a bit different, and I might have some more Star Wars stuff in the background.
There you go.
But at the moment, it's a bit barren in the room, so yeah.
So obviously it's Olympics weekend. We're all enjoying it. Let's be honest. No one cares about Olympics. If I'm going to watch anything, I'm probably going to be watching Star Wars again instead of the Olympics. But anyways, let's go with some rapid fire type stuff.
Okay.
So, if you got your choice between a blue or green milk, what are you going to drink?
Blue milk.
Okay. This one should be an easy one for you. Who shot first?
Okay.
Han or
Oh,
Greedo?
obviously Han, of course.
Okay. I just had to put that in there to weed out the real Star Wars fans.
Okay.
It also helps me determine like what generation you are.
True. That's true.
Because let's be honest, the old schools we're offended that they switched up that shit. Your favorite droid other than R2 and C-3PO?
Oh. Let's see. I quite like Chopper, actually. I mean, he doesn't really speak, but I quite like Chopper.
But that's R2D is the same way. He doesn't speak either, but he's still got a lot of charm.
Well, that's true. Yeah, but I agree. Yeah, I like Chopper. He's a bit of a rebel and a bit of a troublemaker. So I quite like that about him. Yeah.
I'm almost.
Plus, he's got a lot of. Sorry.
I was gonna say I'm almost if I had skills. They sell the online. You can buy chopper kits and model. At Disneyland, they've got the droids, the R2 droids that you can build.
Oh, so like how you can construct the lightsaber, you can construct a droid.
Yeah.
No way.
So you can do a little R2 droid, and you can modify it with this kit that the people have made online to make it into a chopper droid.
Man. Can you, does it move and, you have a controller and all that kind of thing?
The R2 does move normally. I don't know how it works with the modification kit.
Yeah.
I haven't really looked into that too much. But it's fun. I got one when I went back at Christmas in 2019. Yeah. And I use it to chase my cats around the house.
I'm a cat man myself, actually. I love cats, yeah.
It hooks up to my phone. So I can just run around the house with it on my phone. It's great. So we're gonna go on vacation. You're gonna visit someplace. Just because I know you're hardcore and you'll know these places, I gave you a fun one.
Yep.
Dathomir or Dathomir?
Dathomir. Yep.
Mustafar. I always mispronounce that one. Or Malachor.
Probably Dathomir. I like Dathomir. I know it's kind of the sisters, the witches, the mysticism. There's a lot of history there. It's very dark. I kind of like the dark side of things, and so probably Dathomir. Yeah.
Oh, and you can get yourself a wife there too.
What? Oh, they're all gone now, though.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't help that one. Let's see. What? Trying to think. Vehicles, but we're gonna go animal edition.
Okay.
Dewback or a tauntaun? What would you rather ride?
Probably a tauntaun. Dewbacks are kind of cool, but it takes a bit of time to muster them, as you saw with Mendo. Yeah.
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 Well, no, that's not the dewbacks. That was the other one. Dewbacks were the giant like elephant like slug things. Like they're on
yeah, sorry.
when they had them.
The ones where the stormtroopers are riding them. Those ones.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yes. Probably those then. Actually. Yeah.
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 I could see
I could see myself on one of those.
I could just see like some of the Latin culture with the lowrider cars. You know, the lowrider. Put that up on the dewback. You can just kind of cruise down the street on the dewback.
Yeah, they're pretty huge animals too. They could carry quite a bit. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about getting a speeding ticket with those suckers.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, let's go kind of in your past.
Yep.
How did you get into Star Wars in the first place?
Okay, so long story. So, my very first memory of Star Wars. Okay, so I was born in '76.
Okay.
So I'm 45. I'm old. Hopefully, I look
right behind you. I'm right behind you.
I don't have the youth that like Sith Lordley has. He's a vampire, by the way. But my earliest memory of Star Wars, right? So I was 4 years old. I was on holiday with Mum and Dad in London. My dad worked for the United Nations, so we travelled quite a lot.
Oh, nice.
And I remember we're in this a dark theatre. I remember having a American hot dog. I remember the smell, and I remember opening the mustard sachet and the ketchup, which we call tomato sauce in New Zealand here.
Okay.
And seeing the opening credits and the thing that I remember with the big walkers going through the snow.
Oh, nice.
That just made the impression on me, because I mean I was only a young kid, so I don't remember much when I was very young, but I definitely remember that. And the other scene that really got me was when Han was being put in the carbonite.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like that. Those are the only two bits I remember. And then after that, back in New Zealand, we used to have during the school holidays. They used to have in our school we'd have a big screen, and they would show the first and second movie.
Wow.
And I remember being there with all the kids, and obviously that was the first time I saw the original movie, and just connecting that movie with The Empire Strikes Back, and just being holy moly, and the other crazy thing is it wasn't just the kids left there by the parents. The dads were all there as well, watching, because they loved Star Wars as well. And I remember I just remember just going with my friends and watching it day after day after day, because most people would just go one day, but we just keep watching it again and again and again.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's just playing, like going over to my friend's place and like pulling out all the figurines and just playing Star Wars. It was just amazing memories. A lot of nostalgia and just like good times when you didn't have to, like, there's a carefree time in the world,
Oh yeah.
Good times. Yeah.
No, we didn't have that. We had like the days when the teacher didn't feel like teaching, so she'd put a movie on in class.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing like, what was it, Return of the Titans or Clash of Titans?
Yeah.
I probably saw that movie about 30 times.
The old school one?
The old school.
Yeah.
The old cheesy.
From the 60s. Yeah. 50s or 60s. Yeah.
Because that was like the one tape that they got clearance to just keep playing over and over again. I'm just like, okay, I guess we're watching this. That, and I remember like going to camp and seeing the first Indiana Jones one
Oh, awesome.
I believe it was the first one. That's the one where they pull the heart out.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. The Temple of Doom. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going good, like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that like probably several times over like 3 summers.
Yeah.
And Karate Kid being drawn to.
Oh,
but
I loved Karate Kid. Wax
but never
on,
got
wax off.
never got like the multiple Star Wars chances.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least not until we were able to rent VCRs or buy a VCR, and then it was like, okay, now we can get the tape and watch it and stuff.
Yeah. I don't know how they got hold of the film. Like, these are proper projectors. So they could have been pirated, I don't know, but it was pretty epic at that time.
Yeah,
and,
that is pretty epic.
It's amazing, yeah.
Yeah, see, like I want to say the Clash of the Titans was taped off the TV. So it's already like any of the, like anything that's possibly going to be bad for like 5th grade kids is already cut out. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's also how I saw them, like the first time I saw any of the Freddy Krueger movies was all.
Oh, Freddy Krueger, yeah. Friday 13th, yeah.
Yeah. So, obviously, I know you want to go to Galaxy's Edge someday.
100%, yeah.
If you were to go there and you were to buy a lightsaber, well, first let me back up first.
Okay.
What are you? Are you Jedi, a Sith, smuggler, fuzzy nerf herder? I guess.
I would like to be a grey Jedi, like.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Not fully Jedi, not dark side. Maybe kind of like dabbling in between. That's kind of my style. Yeah, Quinlan Voss. He's a bit of a rebel, you know. Yeah.
All the fun without any of the responsibilities. I see how it is.
Yeah, Quinlan Voss likes his bald chicks too, doesn't he?
Yeah. You know, as ugly as Ventress is, I love that character.
She is amazing. She's actually one of my favorites. I absolutely love her.
And I hate the fact that they killed her off in the books.
Yeah.
In the current books. I'm just like, she was such a great character.
Yeah.
I wish they would have played up her more to go against Ahsoka.
Yeah.
But
they had a couple meetings in Clone Wars, but nothing too major.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just never got her due.
No.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
So, being that you're a gray Jedi, what would you have any special type of sword or lightsaber?
Yeah. In terms of a kyber crystal, I would definitely go for a yellow color.
Okay.
Yellow because it's extremely rare. And actually, the yellow kyber crystals were quite coveted back in ancient times, thousands of years ago. So, because of the rarity, I would go with a yellow lightsaber. But I must admit, one of my favorite colors is purple. So I quite like the purple lightsaber, like Mace Windu has, obviously. But I'd probably go with the yellow crystal. Do they have those at Galaxy's Edge? Or?
They do have yellow crystals.
They do? Okay.
They do have the yellow crystals. They use them. They were part of the Temple Guard ones, and I believe the Ahsoka, one of her sets, that they retired both of those.
Because I know that they've got, because it's basically luck of the draw which crystal you get, but they've got a black one. And apparently people sell it on eBay for hundreds of dollars. It's crazy. Yeah.
So the black one, basically, you can only get if you buy the red canisters that have red. It's supposed to have red crystal. From what I understand, even which I think it's a joke. Yeah. The black crystal, still, when you put it in your lightsaber, it makes a red blade. Which I'm like,
what?
I'm like, give me the black blade.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like sort of dark saber-ish in a way.
Yeah. Give me that one.
Yeah.
I mean, I still kind of wish I hope they find a way. They're obviously working on it. I mean, I don't know if you saw the video for the new lightsabers that they're working on that actually kind of like spiral up. It's like it's basically two poles that come up and they kind of spin like this,
Oh,
and they actually come. It actually comes up like a lightsaber.
yeah.
And basically, between the two of them, they're lights, but they're connected. And they're close enough that it makes so you can't see through them.
Mixes. Okay. Yeah.
So it actually is a lightsaber.
And they've got different voices, or they're like
Yes.
holocrons, aren't they? Like recordings. Yeah.
So from what I understand, every color, I think there's like 8 colors.
Mm.
Each one of them, they have a different cut of each crystal. So red has 4 different crystals itself.
Oh, okay.
And each one of those is cut a different way to help you distinguish. You can actually go online and there's charts to help you distinguish which ones you have.
Wow.
And they do different things.
So
Like they're different voices.
And each crystal looks different from one other. Yeah.
Well,
From
what
each
it
other?
is that there's 4, like for red, there's 4 different red ones. There's 4 different green ones. 4 different blue, yellow,
Blues,
orange. Actually, I don't have orange. But anyways, there's 4 of each different color.
Of each color. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But they're random. So, except for I guess now they've done, like there's some they call like Yoda 8-ball and Vader 8-ball. And basically, what it is, it guarantees you're going to get this one that it's
It narrows it down. Yeah.
right. It guarantees you're going to get this crystal. You're going to get a red crystal that's the Vader 8-ball, they call it.
And how much are we looking at, like to go and buy that? You know, the blade. Well, the whole shebang, so to speak.
The lightsaber in itself, with the ceremony, which I think is worth it more than anything.
Yeah.
Because I actually got like goosebumps on my arms and stuff from it.
Wow.
Because they play, like they do a whole spiel, like the Junkers come in and they're working for Doc Ondor, and they do this whole spiel and talking about picking out your crystal and stuff. And they're like, well, the blue crystal is, and they don't say Luke, but they like refer to, like, you could tell they're meaning Luke, or the green one's Yoda.
Yeah.
And they dim the lights and they change the music as they're going through. So it's like Luke's music and then Yoda's music kind of comes up.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
And you get that whole feel where your arm you're just like, all of a sudden you just get these goosebumps come up your arm.
Yeah.
I even was fighting back a little bit of a tear because it's kind of one of those things like, I just picture like the 5-year-old me.
Yeah.
Always wanted the lightsaber, always had like the big rolled like Christmas wrapping paper and stuff. And they're going vroom, vroom, vroom.
Yeah.
And now I've got to put together a lightsaber,
Yeah.
and I get to hold it up, and it's real. You know what I mean? I got it in my hand.
And mate, you know how we were talking before, off camera before, how we're gonna have, like, you know, the volume, like not quite VR, but seeing. Just imagine that in the future, you could actually construct it yourself when you see the pieces
Yeah.
moving across, and then like using the Force to construct your
Oh, yeah.
blade. That would be amazing.
No,
They'll do that one day. I'm sure they'll do it some sort of, like, you know, they've got holographic technology already. It's just not mainstream. But just imagine being able to do that. That would be amazing.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, and I don't know if you've heard about the what do you call it, the hotel that they're building right now. The
No.
Starlight. I think it's called the Starlight Cruiser, I believe.
Wow.
It's supposed to be a completely immersive thing. So basically, you fly to Orlando, Florida. They take you straight to the cruiser, and
Wow.
once you're on the cruiser, it's like you're out in space. Like, it's completely immersive. The whole staff is in character the whole time.
Wow.
From what I understand, the rooms are going to be set up so that, like, your windows that look out will look out into space. So it's like you're traveling.
Is it like a hotel? Is it like
it's a hotel.
No way. Wow.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
they're going to have, like, based on how long you're there, you have a story that goes with you. So
Wow.
it's going to be kind of one of those things where it, like, all your meals are going to be in theme of that. And I mean, from what it sounds like, you're going to, like, your bathrobes are going to be Jedi robes.
It's so cool.
So it's going to be stuff like that. You'll take
Yeah.
a day. They're building it right next to the park, just outside of Batuu.
Wow.
So basically, you'll take a day trip, and you'll leave they'll take you on an expedition to Batuu, acting as if you're like being shuttled off into this other planet, and it's this back entrance into Disney World or the Hollywood Studios, which is what's in Orlando. And you'll go to Batuu and do all your stuff there, and like you're going off world and stuff. It's a kick. It's like when
Sign me up.
like when I went to Batuu, it wasn't like if you ever been to Disneyland, they recognize, okay, yeah, we're in LA or we're in Orlando or we're part of the United States, we're this, and they recognize other lands and stuff. Batuu doesn't. Like they'll say like you go, hey, where can I find Mickey Mouse? They'll say, you have to go find. He's off planet. You have to go find him in another system or something.
Yeah.
Like they completely play it like this has like what's Disney? It's a crack up. It's very cool.
So you could get totally lost and be part of the whole, like you're actually living in that Star Wars world.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. That's on my kick the bucket list now. 100%. Sign me up. I'm ready.
Yeah. But I
Yeah.
heard that hotel is massively expensive. I mean, it's.
When do they finish construction of that? Or open it?
I've heard it's already done, but I've heard also next year. I mean, I'm not exactly sure.
It's probably been booked a year ahead or something with the popularity of it. Yeah. I can imagine.
From what I've heard, it's for like a 2-night stay, like $3,000.
Wow.
American dollars.
But you'd never forget that experience, though. That's
you'd never. Yeah. It's a once in a lifetime experience.
Exactly. Yeah.
But to get back to the lightsabers, it's about 215, 260.
That's pretty good.
It's not too expensive.
Yeah.
You get your crystal and everything, and you get your lightsaber. And that comes with the blade and everything. It comes with a traveling pouch.
Yeah.
So it's pretty nice. I've got it up my wall over here. So the only thing that's bad that they have a problem with is if you leave the batteries in. It drains the batteries. It never fully turns off.
Oh, got it. Okay, so you need to take them out. Yeah.
Yeah. So like mine right now is dead because I had it up on the wall.
What's the general life usage of, on average? How long would it last? For a couple hours, maybe?
No, it seemed to last pretty good.
Okay.
It seemed to last a good amount of time. Probably I'm going to Star Wars Celebration next year when they have it in Anaheim. I'll probably end up buying another one when I'm there.
Yeah.
If I don't get my dark saber before then. And then I'll probably
Darksaber's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's sold out so fast, and
Yeah, I heard about that too. Yeah.
And they haven't restocked any yet.
Apparently, they've got it down like almost perfect to the actual prop, and sounding exactly like it is on Mandalorian. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got that a metal sound to it when it's turned on, if you know what I mean. It's kind of yeah, metal twang to it. Yeah.
So, aside from the fact of when Moff Gideon comes out with the dark saber, and you just went, oh shit.
Yeah.
Is there any other favorite moments in Star Wars you have? Like, you know it's coming. You're just like, okay, I gotta sit down and watch this because it's gonna be epic as always.
In the Mandalorian show, in particular.
Well, just Star Wars in general. Any Star Wars, like if you're watching, because like sometimes I'll turn on the TV as background, but I'm doing stuff, I'm moving stuff, and sometimes I'll flip through channels and find because too many commercials or whatever, and into right into Star Wars, and like I'll see like a scene, like I know this scene's about to come up in like a couple minutes, like the storming of Hoth at the beginning of Empire.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I gotta watch that. I mean, I've seen it 100,000 times, but I gotta sit down and watch it.
Yeah.
And then you end up watching the whole damn movie. But you know how there's those moments that you just like, okay, I'm gonna watch this and then I'm gonna get back to whatever the heck I was doing. But you got to sit down and recognize just how great the movie is. Is there anything like that? Any moments for you?
Well, okay. If we're talking about Mandalorian, I mean, you're talking about movies. I know you don't like the actress, but that scene where, because I'm a huge Ahsoka fan, that episode where Ahsoka's going through that forest and it's all dark and she's just like laying down the pain. I absolutely love that moment. I've seen that episode, just that, all the fighting scenes and stuff, probably, I don't know, 40 times. Pretty addicted to it.
And for me, that moment's awesome still.
Yeah,
even because I can also go, odds are that wasn't her.
Yeah. Well, it's just that the way they did it, Filoni did it, they just went straight into it, just like bam. It wasn't just like eased in and gave you little teasers. It just was like bam in your face, and it's just like full on action. It's just like that pent up, like, you know, you've seen her in the Clone Wars, you've read the comics, and just to see her on live was just a massive thing for me. In terms of the original movies, it's hard to say. There are just so many moments. But the thing that always gets me the tingles is the opening scene of the original Star Wars, when the credits are playing, and then you see the destroyer, you know, chasing the rebel ship.
Yep.
And seeing the planet there. That opening scene is just like, it just brings tingles every time. And I think a lot of other people feel the same way. It's just the music, the awe of it. I mean, even now, even if you see the original cut, even it hasn't been remastered or anything, it just still brings that, I don't know, maybe it just brings back the memory of seeing it for the first time and feeling that, and just reliving that feeling. I know it's hard to explain, but for me, that's probably what it is. Yeah, that opening scene. Yeah.
There's also no scene like that where literally, I mean, you have gunfights and stuff in movies, and you're in the middle of that, but you've never had where a spaceship's come above you.
Exactly. It's
just
massive.
kind of coming down, and you're just going like, okay, this is going to be on this whole different level, whole different scale.
And it keeps going and going and going. It's just so massive. Yeah.
And you're just like, you feel like you're about to get beamed up.
Yeah. And I know this might sound weird, but the bit where C-3PO and R2-D2 get ejected from the escape pod, and seeing that actually eject, and then the little the arms that clamp onto them go like that. For some reason, that I just love that scene. I know it's weird, and then seeing it tumble down to the planet.
Yeah.
Just something, and then probably another one would probably be Empire Strikes Back, when the droid crashes into the probe droid, and crashes and it pops up, and then the transmission sound it makes, so alert, you know.
Yep.
So it's pretty iconic. I like that. Yeah.
I will say though, because of Mel Brooks, I have whenever I see the escape pod go down to Tatooine and them come out, I just think of the Johnny Damn Comb going through the sand trying to find them, and I'm just like, I always snicker at that part.
Yeah, power of the Schwartz, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Classic.
No, that's one of those moments.
Ludicrous speed. Yeah.
I need to sit down and watch that movie again.
It's a classic. Yeah.
We were debating a couple months ago on the show about that movie or Galaxy's Quest.
Oh, Galaxy.
Which is the better movie. And I'm just like, It's got to be Spaceballs.
I tell you what, Sigourney Weaver was hot as hell in that. Blonde with the push-up. She was stunning.
Oh,
yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Absolutely stunning, mate.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Galaxy's Quest was an amazing film.
Yeah.
Practically perfect.
Yeah.
But it's still not Spaceballs.
No.
I mean, just that big old helmet with Rick Moranis pulling it up to try to hear people say it. I mean, it's that, and then it just reminds me of like all those cheesy movies like people made, like Thumb Wars, and Hardware Wars that they did with the egg beaters and stuff. Yeah. I don't know. To me, it's just all that spoofing just cracks me up.
Yeah, my friends still talk about that movie too to this day. Yeah, it's a great one. I like that scene where Princess Leia, or I forgot the name of the actress at the time, she's got like the headphones on or something, and she takes them off, but they look like Princess Leia's buns, the hair buns. Yeah, just like silly things like that. Yeah, just funny. Yeah.
So, obviously, all your stuff is packed up, but do you have like anything like we can kind of picture, like any favorite items that you have that you just? I've got
just got one thing here, but I mean, the things that are like the most coveted in my collection would be Clone Wars #1, the Dark Horse 100 variant. So that's the purple cover by Dave Filoni. So I've got a 9.6 CGC 9.6 of that. So that's right up there. I've also got the Jedi versus Sith #1, the Dynamic Forces variant. That's the one with the gold Star Wars letterhead, and that's they only made 2,500 of those, and I have that, and it's still in its original bag with the certificate. So that's pretty awesome. But in terms of like, I'm really big into the Star Wars Insider magazines, and this is probably the one I have. Pretty. It's just so amazing, eh? It's just that green and Ahsoka, her stance, like she's just about to run out.
Yep.
And
it looks like she's leaping off. So amazing.
Yeah. But it's just I've got that one is like it's already been opened in the bag, and I was able to get the sealed version as well of that too.
That's cool.
But that's probably one of the only things that I have left that I haven't unpacked and sent through. But yeah, those are my probably top 3 coveted pieces of my collection. Yeah.
Did you see Frankie's Collectibles and what is it, Golden Apple here in the States? We're doing a Star Wars Insider number 204, and it's a Yoda variant with a glow-in-the-dark lightsaber on it.
You're kidding me? What? No. The saber is glow-in-the-dark on the...
Yes.
Oh, no way. Okay, I gotta get that now. I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, try both Frankie's and Golden Apple. They're the ones that have it. It doesn't come out, I think, until like 2 months from now, or maybe a month. But yeah.
So is it green? It's green. It glows green.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
And it looks like it was Clone Wars era Yoda. Like the younger Yoda, not necessarily...
Oh, the younger one. Okay, yeah.
Not Dagobah Yoda. It's Yoda that can actually kick some ass with the lightsaber. So
like around like Dooku, kind of when you took Dooku on. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
So let's kind of play some. I had some real fun with. I don't know if you saw the episode I had with Attention Seeking Geek Ben from the UK. And we I
think I saw that. Yeah.
We kind of decided to recast and kind of fix some problems with episode 1, 2, and 3. Basically making it so Darth Maul lives at the end of it. Kind of replacing Dooku with Darth Maul.
Yeah.
So that you kind of have.
They should have done that.
The one thing I felt is there was no. By the time you got to the end of it, there was no one for Anakin to kind of go, I beat you. You know what I mean? You're my bitch.
There's no real antagonist throughout the whole thing. I mean, Dooku was cool and everything, but he's a bit old and...
Yeah. And I just think if Darth Maul would have lived, Like, he kills Qui-Gon, and afterwards, Obi's just so awestruck because of that.
Yeah.
Darth Maul runs and gets away.
Yeah.
And then in episode 2, you have a little older Anakin, and Anakin saw Qui-Gon get killed and stuff, so he knows who Darth Maul is. Then in episode 2, you can kind of go, okay, take out Dooku, which the actor is brilliant as him, but
of course,
I think if you had Darth Maul, that fight between him and Yoda would have been amazing.
Oh yeah, oh for sure.
I mean,
it's just he was just killed off so quickly.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't killed. We know that he wasn't killed, but the perception was he was killed off, but he was such a kick-ass character, and everyone loved him. And then you just killed him off, and that was it. You didn't see him in the next 2, and it's like, what a waste! Such a waste. And he should have been there through the all 3, and sort of like have it so that Anakin, he's the Maul is the main antagonist, and Anakin is slowly getting his Obi-Wan is slowly becoming more powerful, and with Anakin and taking him out in the end. It would have been so much better that way, and it would have given more people the desire to watch the next 2 movies, because it started to die a bit after that.
Well, we kind of thought, let Anakin kill him at the end of the second one when he killed Dooku. Yeah. And so it kind of made the sense of, you're my rival, I gotta take you out. And you killed Qui-Gon.
Or you could have had it so that Anakin takes on Maul in the 3rd, and in some way Maul corrupted him, turned him more to the dark side, and that's what led him into the end against Obi-Wan. Maybe kind of like feed that into it. But or maybe that was the entire plan, to have Maul actually do that, or that was part of the plan, to turn him into the dark side, and Maul had a hand in that, Yeah.
So my question is this: if you could tweak the story of any part of the movies, we'll say the 9 movies.
Okay.
What would you do, and what would be the ramifications? And please don't say I'd kill Rey at the start of Force Awakens and save us all a lot of time.
Personally, I think Finn should have been allowed to crash into that big laser beam drilling thing.
Right.
On Ilum. It was Ilum, right? Ilum. Sorry, it's Crate. Ilum is the kyber crystal.
Yep.
Crate is the one with the salt surface and red soil underneath. Yeah, that's right. I just think it's just a silly part in the movie that really ruined it for me, because Finn, Rose Tico smashes into him when he's trying to save everyone, and she says some silly line like, you do this to save the people you love. That's what he was trying to do. He's trying to sacrifice his life to blow this up, so they wouldn't break through the defenses.
Yeah.
He was trying to, and I think, and Finn was he was such a great character, and they could have built him. He was just underutilized. And it was the same thing with Phasma as well. She could have been such an amazing actor, and then she just fell down into a fiery pit. It's such a waste,
I still don't get that one with. So if you read the books, because you read the Phasma book, right?
Yeah.
You know what her armor came from, right?
Yeah.
It came from the old ship that was used to pick up Anakin and stuff.
Anakin, yeah.
It's a spacefaring ship.
Oh.
That metal is freaking strong.
Yep.
A barrel, the bullet, or the butt of a gun. The butt of a gun should not have been able to crack or fracture or anything to that.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just like, okay, let's be a little realistic here.
I really think that the director really did it. The thing that irks me, the thing that irks me is there are all these great characters, but they just absolutely butchered the whole thing. It was like you know, in the original movie, they're building these characters up, mystery, like Snoke, for example, who's like, oh, this mystery, and then they just kill him off. It's like, what the hell? It was just so badly written, the script, and I just feel sorry for a lot of the actors. Like, obviously, is it Kelly Tran, who was Rose Tico, got a lot of flack. At the end of the day, she was just she was doing what her role was. It wasn't her intention to piss Star Wars fans off, but that's actually what happened. And she got a lot of hate for it, and I feel so sorry for her. But at the same time,
that's horrible.
Yeah, it is horrible. At the same time, I just hate that scene so much. And sorry, and this is the other thing. So you got Luke, right? And he's force projecting himself, and he gets killed off, like the bit where he dies, right? And you see his robe fall down. The bizarre thing is that he's got a cybertronic arm, right? When his arm got chopped off by Vader, when he disappears, that arm, which is bloody metal, it went with him. It should have just dropped with the robe. You know, things like details like that are really important, and it ruins the immersion. I don't know. Yeah.
Yet they get the details of, like, if you go back and watch the scene where he's fighting Kylo. His feet never touch the ground. So he never makes an impact on it.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're I could literally sit down and make a riff track was what they call it, of that movie, because there's so many things wrong with that movie.
It's terrible.
But and I don't blame the actors, and I think anyone that goes after people like Kelly Tran, or the guy that played Jar Jar Binks at Ahmed Best, or Hayden Christensen, you guys need to get a life. Those people are actors. They're paid to play the roles.
That's right.
It's not their fault.
Exactly. It's the writers.
It frustrates me because like, I don't like Kathleen Kennedy, but I would never physically harm Kathleen Kennedy.
Of course not. No.
I think she needs to be removed from Star Wars because she does make the decisions.
Yeah.
Because that's her role.
Yeah.
Kelly Tran's role is to play a character. And what that character does is based on whatever was written in the script.
It wasn't up to her to play that character. She had to. That was her job. Yeah. She had no choice. And I feel sorry for her, I really do. But at the same time, I do not love the character at all and what happened. But I feel sorry for the actress. So yeah.
Well, and I feel that was. I still, and I've said it many times before, I still think Poe and Finn were gonna at the end of Force Awakens, they felt like a couple to me. Like they were going to get together because of their whole experience on the ship, escaping the Star Destroyer and everything, and with BB being like their cat, they just felt like they were going to be a couple. And I was like, that's awesome. Star Wars is going to have a gay couple as two of the stars in the movie. Fucking awesome. I'm just like, you know what? I'm not gay, but you know what? That's a cool way of doing it, and not being like, hey, we're over here, we're making a gay character.
Yeah.
You need to come see this character.
Not forcing it. Yeah. I agree.
They're just going like, hey, this character ended up being gay.
Yeah.
Okay, that works.
There's ways to do it, and when you like try and force it, it just doesn't feel natural. Just make it, you know.
And I just felt like the Rose Tran character was put in there to be like, oh, we can't have two stars in the movie be gay in the franchise, so we're gonna put a wedge in there and really make sure the writing shows that Finn is in love with Rey.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you kind of dropped the ball there. But I don't know. I mean, I'm looking forward to the new age that we're getting. I think the Filoni age, and Favreau. I think with Bryce Howard doing stuff.
I really think we're moving into a new golden age. I really do.
Yeah.
It's really exciting times, you know.
I'm just hoping that this Rogue One movie is not bad, because the last movie that the director did, I forget, Patty, what's her name?
I forgot her last name.
She did Wonder Woman 1984.
It was a massive fail.
That was a stinker.
That was terrible. Yeah.
I mean, I might actually, if someone said watch 1984 or watch The Last Jedi, I'd probably watch The Last Jedi again.
Yeah. The only, I guess, silver lining with that is that, from what I've seen, her father used to be a fighter pilot, and he died in service, and so this is kind of like close to her heart. It's important to her, so I think because of that reason, she's going to try and make a really good job out of it. That's what I think. But I think it's really important that she just doesn't go off on her own thing and has people to guide her like Filoni and Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
They need those guys to kind of like make sure it doesn't divert away from the core principles of Star Wars, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So I think it can be hit and miss, but yeah.
Patty Jenkins. That's her last name.
Patty Jenkins. That's it. Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, we should be getting D23 coming up, I think. Maybe not, but we didn't get it because we didn't get any. This is San Diego Comic-Con weekend. We didn't get really any big news for Marvel or DC, or Marvel or Star Wars, other than, like you said, we were talking beforehand, they did cast Ezra Miller and my boy Thrawn.
Yeah.
Or my hero Thrawn, I should say, for the new Ahsoka show.
I think they've cast them perfectly. They look. Well, I mean, the actor for Thrawn, he's the actual voice actor in the Clone Wars, isn't he?
Yes.
And he looks the part. He looks regal, and he looks like Thrawn. If you can kind of imagine him with that makeup, he would be perfect. He is going to be perfect.
I was still kind of rooting for Pierce Brosnan. I think Pierce Brosnan. But I think he might have been too old.
That's what I was going to say. When he was a bit younger in his James Bond years, or a little bit after that, he would have been okay. But I've seen him in a recent movie. He's looking really drawn.
Yeah.
I don't think, maybe a few years back, but not now. And I think that's probably part of the reason why they selected this person. And the person that's playing Ezra, I think he looks almost exactly like Ezra. I think he'll be perfect for the role too. So I'm really happy with the casting. Yeah.
So let's play a little spec here.
Yep.
Do you think we're getting Mara Jade soon?
That's a tough one. That's a real tough one, because apparently Mara Jade doesn't quite fit. Like in the comic books, it's kind of like the whole time frame she's in is a bit disjointed, but they can always tweak that.
Well, I think the Mara Jade that we're used to, Luke's lover, we can't have.
Well, I saw some rumors. There's actually quite a few rumors that I forgot the name of the actress, but you know the one with the Rock, Jumanji. You know the and it's got the weird chick.
She plays Nebula also.
Yes,
Gillian Anderson.
Yes. Oh no, not Gillian Anderson. That's the X-Files actress.
She was in Doctor Who also.
Yeah, I've seen several sources, articles, YouTube videos that they've actually approached her and cast her as Mara Jade. Whether that's true or not, but she's pretty hot, and I think she'd be perfect for that role, actually.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and that would be cool. And with that, I don't want to get. I mean, the sex appeal. She's pretty hot, and she's obviously used to doing those kind of physical roles. I think she'd be perfect. And
Karen
who knows?
Gillian.
Karen Gillian. Yeah. She's pretty cool. I think she'd be a perfect casting for that. So maybe. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've seen several sources. I can't remember the top of my head, but there's rumours floating around that they have been in talks with her to do that role. And I mean, and Mara Jade's sort of story is quite compelling. It's interesting. Like, she starts off as the assassin for the Emperor, and then it's a bit of a redemption story, as Star Wars has a lot of redemption stories. Ends up getting married to Luke Skywalker, and they're talking about Luke Skywalker being in the Mandalorian season.
I do want to point out one thing, though.
Yeah.
We don't have a redemption story for Kylo Ren. He was irredeemable. In Luke's eyes, of course.
Yeah.
Just had to put that out there.
Yeah. But yeah, the other speculation, I mean, I've been thinking about this recently, is I definitely think we're going to see, so we've got obviously Luke, and I know in the comics at this time, Luke is like searching for artifacts. This is, the Mandalorian, like the final season. He's looking for artifacts, and he's about to start his new academy to teach the new generation of Jedi. So obviously Grogu is probably the first, or maybe one of the first recruits. And so I think we might get people like Cal Kestis in there. We're going to get, obviously, Ahsoka. We're going to get all these characters all tie in, and it won't be the same Academy, Star Wars Academy, like the book, but it will have some elements of that and have that. I think we're going to see that in the future, and I'm really excited to see where that goes. And we'll have Kylo in there as well.
And Ezra probably.
And Ezra, exactly. So what it does is it ties all these characters into that academy and branches off from that. I think we're definitely going to see that. And so in terms of comic book spec, I think that Star Wars Academy series might be one to keep an eye out for in the future. I know I've actually got the newsstand version of number one.
Nice.
So I'm really stoked about that. But that's one to look out for in the future, I think, for sure.
Do you think Grogu is going to stay good, or do you think he's going to go dark?
Well, this is the thing. You don't hear about Grogu in the future movies. He's like non-existent. So what happens? Well, like he's killed off. We don't know.
So there's a little bit of thing there, though.
Yeah.
Because, and I'm sure you've heard it, that supposedly we have a divergent in the timeline. We have, as in Loki speak, we have variants, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Rey and all of them is a bad variant that needs to be like plucked. Then we have the Mandalorian variant, and this is all because of Ahsoka not dying in the temple when she should have.
That's right.
So that might be why we haven't heard anything about Grogu, because in the timeline that are episode 7, 8, 9, there was no Grogu, or Grogu never got out of the lab.
Yes. Well, I think a lot of people were saying how those last three movies can be fixed using that. I forgot the name of the place where Ahsoka went through, with the different portals to the different timelines.
Yeah.
They could use that as a mechanism to change things up. But yeah, I totally agree. They should probably. That is a way for them to get out of that terrible trilogy, and make wrong. Right the wrongs. Yeah.
Well, the thing is also, you introduce time travel to a franchise that hasn't had any version of time travel.
Yeah.
In 35 years at that time.
Yeah.
And then you go, don't worry about that. Go over here.
But I think maybe that is like a business decision, because Disney goes, well, if we've got all these different, we can make more movies and TV series out of it. That's kind of what Marvel's doing at the moment in a way, aren't they? So it's an executive business decision more than
Yeah, but I mean, it's one of those things where it's kind of like I'm a huge X-Men fan also.
Same,
and you read the X-Men comics, and one of the big problems with X-Men comics is there is 20 billion different future timelines
with Cable and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, everyone's got like a different timeline. So the fact they bring in even something like time travel is a huge thing, because why would you do it if you're not going to use it? If you're not going to do something to impact the timeline, I mean, don't get me wrong. Yes, they saved Ahsoka. Yes, that changes things.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're talking about a universe that we could have got another version of Ahsoka. Yes, and I know people love Ahsoka. I love her too.
Yeah.
But there is more than one dual-wielding lightsaber person in the world. Yeah. They could have got another. So they has to be more than just let's save Ahsoka. They have to have a plan with what they're doing with that temple. Why they had that. So we'll see. I mean, I think it's going to be interesting. I think right now they really want to focus on the High Republic and get us to forget the last trilogy.
What I'm really stoked about, or really intrigued about, is Taika Waititi. So he's a New Zealander as well, from New Zealand. So during that Disney conference with Kathleen Kennedy announcing all those new TV shows for Star Wars, right? When she was talking about the movie that Taika was working on, it showed the Thoyor pyramid in the background of her heading towards a planet. And it's pretty much, in my belief and a lot of other people, that the movie that Taika Waititi was working on is during those original days of they don't call them Jedi, they call them Jedi something. I'm not sure in the correct pronouncement, but so obviously the story is the alien race, the Thoyor, pick up all the Force sensitive aliens from the galaxy and bring them to the planet and then teach them about the Force, basically. I think that's where Taika's going to go, and that's going to be really, really interesting. I think that's where he's heading. And so it's going to bring back the origins of the Jedi and explore all that, that past. I think it's 12,000 years ago or something like that.
Yeah, something like
Quite
that.
a long, something around that time, BBY. So, yeah. And there's some amazing characters from that series as well. But, yeah, Dawn of the Jedi.
That all stemmed out of Knights of the Old Republic, right? That was the race that stemmed out that because I remember you were going around trying to, I mean, obviously Revan's in there.
Yeah.
Spoilers. But you're going around finding these temples and stuff, and there was an ancient race, like a race that was from a long time before that you're doing, and that's the race you're talking about for for Taika Waititi.
Yeah, that's what I think. So obviously, all the stuff we've been seeing from the originals to now, it's a particular time frame, but there's so much more before that, and there's just so much potential. And I think that's where they're heading as well, where Taika Waititi is heading, and also it gives him because he likes to blend comedy with his that's his sort of style,
right?
Blending that comedy, and he has more of that creative freedom to add that with the characters in something that's never been done before, like start completely fresh slate. Whereas you've got established characters at the moment.
There's no baggage.
I think exactly, and I think that's it gives them more of that creative freedom to work on those characters. So I think that's where that's heading in the future for sure. Yeah.
Because don't get me wrong, I love Luke. I love the whole OG group.
Of course.
I give crap to Rey. I think she's not horrible. I do like Poe and some of the newer guys.
Yeah.
But I'm fine with them just going, okay, we're going to take the Skywalker era, and we're just going to put it on the shelf. We're just going to leave it alone.
Yeah,
We're just going to leave that alone for now.
That's right. And that's why The Mandalorian has been such a huge success. It's not rehashing the same stuff again and again. It's completely fresh. It's new.
Yep.
It's exciting, and it feels like as I was talking to you before, off camera, it just feels like that old school Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
And that's why it's a massive hit.
Yep.
And look, I mean, here's a perfect example. I was like in the office a few months ago, and I remember just talking to some about The Mandalorian, right? And suddenly these 20 guys, because we work on hot desks, we don't have our own desk all the time, 20 guys around me go, The Mandalorian, and I've never met these guys before. Like I work in a big organization, and they all came, and we all basically crowded around each other and started talking about The Mandalorian. We should have been doing our work, obviously, but it was just like that show has brought people together, and people I would have never have liked, and this. It's just brought Star Wars back to life, and it's brought the kid back out of lots of people again. And it was just such a great moment to experience that, and it just showed how massive that show is in culture now. Yeah,
it did the one thing that they've been scared to do, even with the prequels, and they brought some originality to it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, as I love the prequels. Or I don't love the prequels, but I respect them.
Yeah.
And I love the original movie, but let's be honest.
Rehashed. It's a rehashed story. Yeah.
Episode 1, 4, and 7 are the same damn movie.
Exactly.
I mean, it's nothing crazy.
Yeah.
But the fact that they did this show where it's a character, he's not a Jedi. He's not a Sith. No, he doesn't care about the Sith and Jedi.
That's right. Yeah.
He wants nothing to do with them.
Oh.
I mean, that's. I think if they're smart, they're gonna get us at some point. We're gonna get a Lando show.
Yeah.
We're gonna get. I still think the guy that played Han. I think he played a better Han than people gave him credit.
I like the Solo movie.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was well done.
I loved it.
It got screwed because of timing. If it would have came out 6 months later, it would have been fine.
I think because of the fallout from The Last Jedi, it really it tainted it. A lot of people were disillusioned and not happy with it, and so they kind of vented their frustrations onto the movie and wanted to hate it because of that.
Yep.
But I've seen it several times. I actually love it. It's a great movie. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm glad we're starting to see, like in the comics, like Kira showing up in the comics now.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping, because for a while there was the hashtag make Solo 2 or real or whatever it is, and it was gaining some momentum, and there's a possibility that we may get a Solo 2, because I think Effie Ness was a great villain. I think I would love to see what happens with her. I thought Beckett was great. The whole movie was a good, fun movie. Was it Rogue One? Was it Empire? No.
Rogue One was amazing. Oh,
yeah.
What a great movie. Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, I think Solo was better than anything outside of Rogue One and the original trilogy.
100%. Yeah.
I mean,
I totally agree.
But I mean, I would love to see them do those guys. Do a Maz Katz show.
Yeah.
I mean,
because it's all original. It's all original stuff we've never seen before. We need that freshness, and we need to have that. Those moments, those new experiences, like whoa, the buzz again. Instead of just saying, "Oh, I've seen this before. I've seen that before." It's the same thing. And that's the other thing. The Mandalorian show, it had even the music is original. You know what I mean? It's not the same Star Wars theme played again and rehashed. it's just everything is fresh. That is so important, I think, moving forward. And with Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau behind the helm, I mean, I think they've been promoted. Those guys, obviously, they definitely have been promoted recently. I think the Star Wars is in good hands now. The executives know those guys are the future.
They're the face of the
100%,
future.
Exactly. They're so important. And they're real fans. They're true fans.
Yeah.
You know?
I think when we have Star Wars Celebration next year in April, I think we are going to get the passing of the crown. I think Kennedy's going to step down and say she's done.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to get Favreau or Filoni taking over the mantle and running the show. And I think we're going to have those two with Tiki running movies, with Bryce Howard doing stuff, and the other directors that are doing the Mandalorian stuff, because they all know the style that they're going for. They're all brilliant directors.
100%.
And all they needed was a chance, and they got that chance, and they showed it. And I think now that you got them going, it's just going to keep rolling.
That's it. And that's why I was saying before, I think we're in a new golden age. We really are. I think I'm so excited for the future for Star Wars. It's great to be alive and a Star Wars fan right now, honestly.
But they're firing on all cylinders. I mean, you got Kevin Scott on the books. He just came out of the second book earlier this month. That was really good. You've got the comics that are Charles Soule and all these other guys that are writing the comics are amazing.
Yeah.
And then we got Book of Fett coming later this year.
Yes. Yeah.
Which we're finally getting the Fett that we all want.
Tamira Morrison, a New Zealander as well. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, you just look at it and go, because he was the joke he was always the coolest character. That was the biggest joke, though, because he looked so badass, and he had like 2 lines in all the trilogy. And it's just like, and now Phasma's got that title, but we're gonna get Book of Fett.
Yeah,
I'm
excited for that one. I think we're gonna see a lot of flashbacks. Like, the one I'm really interested to see is how he gets out of the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see, in the Mandalorian season, you can see all the damage on his face from the digestive juices of the Sarlacc pit. But how he got out, they might use the I can't remember the number, the Star Wars 40. Oh no, it wasn't 40. I can't remember, but it has a story where he gets out of the Sarlacc pit. It actually spits him out.
Okay.
Or rockets out. They might use a bit of that.
Yeah, that was from a. Was it Tales of the Bounty Hunter that did it?
No,
it was a novel.
It's the Star Wars. I actually have the copy here, but it's got Han Solo centerpiece with the Millennium Falcon, and it's got Boba Fett and Leia on the cover.
Okay.
I can't remember the number. Maybe it's yeah. But it's the story of how he got out of the Sarlacc pit, out of that. They may use that, and that's why that book is quite big at the moment. Yeah.
And it's gonna be interesting because you got Dengar that fell in there.
Dengar, he's actually a really interesting character. If you actually go into, a lot of people just remember him as a bounty hunter and wearing the wrappings and stuff, and he's like a weird looking fella, but he's actually got a lot of backstory, and he's got a bit of a grudge against Solo as well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He used to be quite the bounty hunter and a very famous what's the name of the racing land speeders?
Oh,
yeah,
pod racer.
Well, not like the one that's in like Anakin used to race.
You're not talking about swoops, are you?
Yeah, maybe it was a swoop, but he used to race those, and he was the best. And then he got in a tangle with Solo. Was it Solo? I think so. Anyway, and he got injured, and he wasn't as good as Racer anymore, and so he's always had that grudge since. So I think he's a great character, and they could definitely bring him in. Yeah.
You heard one of the new rumors of what they think his origin is, right?
No.
Tied to the Bad Batch. They think he might be Crosshair.
Like really?
An older, because remember that there's an episode this season where he got burned or something, and Crosshair had the bandages like this and like this.
Yeah.
If you look at it next to a Dengar, it looks kind of familiar. I mean, it's not perfect.
Yeah.
But it's obviously like 30 years earlier too. So go back, or 20 years earlier, go back and look at it, and it's kind of funny that people think that's the case. But who knows? Because I mean, we've got Bad Batch are saying we'll probably end up becoming that Scar unit out of the Star Wars books, the Jason Aaron run.
I reckon the way it's going to play out is that Crosshair they'll get him back onto their side again, this redemption thing, and then something bad will happen. He'll get killed off, or maybe he'll turn back to on the side of the Bad Batch team again, and save their lives in a final ditch attempt.
Oh yeah, he'll have some time.
I mean, it'd be something like that. I don't think he's going to survive. I really don't think so. Yeah.
What do you think about Omega?
Omega, she's awesome. So obviously, I know that her voice is a New Zealander voice as well. She's an actress in New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
But Omega's such a great character. She at first I didn't quite like her, but she's proven herself. Like, for example, this is one of the problems with Rey I have, is she's like a Mary Sue, where she's got all these powers suddenly and all that kind of thing. Omega has proven herself on several times to be a real valuable part of the team.
Yep.
And so she's built that up, and she's a really great character for that reason. And obviously, it's so cool that she's the sister, literally, of all the clones.
Yeah. And
the sister of Boba Fett. I mean, that's amazing, and pretty cool how they use Omega as the last letter of the alphabet, and then Boba Fett is obviously the alpha.
Right.
The originator. I think it's fantastic. Yeah.
So we're gonna kind of wrap this up. We've got one more game to play.
Okay.
You know what Fuck, Marry, Kill is, right? You played that before?
No.
Okay.
Is it a drinking game or something?
No. So, Fuck, Marry, Kill is basically, I'm going to give you three character names.
Okay.
And in the traditional sense, it would be one you're going to marry, one you're going to take out back and kill, one person you're just going to have a night of fun with. But this one is Sarlacc Pit, Rancor, and Carbonization. So basically, Rancor, no matter what their skills are, whatever, they have to fight a Rancor. They're going to die by the Rancor. So kind of a quick death.
Okay.
Think of it that way. Sarlacc Pit is, you just can't stand this person. They're going to be gestated for 2,000 years.
Yeah.
Carbonization is, you got a trophy on your wall.
Yep.
So the first batch, and I try to balance them out. So the first batch is Jar Jar Binks, Rose, and Holdo.
Oh my goodness. Kill. Sorry. That's an easy one for me. Kill. But I feel sorry for the Jar Jar Binks actor.
Well, no, you don't get to, but you don't get to do that. You have to keep one on your wall. So you have to carbonize one.
Okay. Do darts stick into carbonite?
I don't know.
If darts can stick into carbonite, I'll do Holdor as the carbonite. Kill.
Well,
Kill?
so the kill would be you have Rancor. So who do you want to have the fast death? Who do you want to have the slow death? Rancor will be fast. Sark is slow.
Okay. Holdor would be slow death. I'm getting confused on this one. Sorry.
So you're gonna basically you got the three choices. You got Jar Jar in the room. You got Rose here. And you got Holdor.
Yep.
One of them you're gonna carbonite like Han. You're gonna put up on the wall.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, you can put in the bathroom, use them as a urinal. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The other one, you're gonna go. Okay, I'm gonna throw you into the Sarlacc pit. Have fun being digested for a long time.
Okay. Yeah.
The last one you're gonna throw with the Rancor because the Rancor's hungry and let him have fun with it.
Okay. Holdor, definitely Sarlacc pit.
Okay.
Jar Jar Binks. Goodness. Rancor?
Okay.
Yeah.
So then carbonite. Then it's carbonite with Rose.
Yeah.
That's not a bad one. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a better grouping for you. I gave you one crappy group, one good group. Bo-Katan, Saw Gerrera, Jyn Erso.
I got the hots for Jyn Erso. So I'd carbonite her for sure.
Okay.
Who were the other two, sorry?
Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan, I like Bo-Katan. Bo-Katan should kick the Rancor's ass, so I'd put her in there against the Rancor. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And then you throw Saw into the Sarlacc pit?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the last one. And this is more fun than anything. This is the whole race, though. The whole race.
Okay.
Porgs.
Yep.
Gungans. And Ewoks.
Ewoks easy. Carbonite, I love Ewoks.
Okay.
Porgs, I would. Okay, no. The Jar Jar Binks race, I put them into with the Rancors because that would be fun to see.
Yeah.
And the Porgs for the Sarlacc pit for sure. Yeah.
Okay, you survived, sir. That's it for you. So, where can the fine people of the Team Nerd Herd community find you at, sir?
Cool. So the YouTube channel, just type in Kids Collectibles into the search bar for YouTube. And also I'm on Instagram, so I'm Kids Collectibles 2020, or one word. You can find me there, and I'm sure you put my details in the details below. So yeah.
Definitely want to make sure you get your subs and get people to watch your information because you put out some good stuff. There's some stuff I'm like, as a Star Wars guy, I'm like, where the fuck did he find this? And why is he spreading this?
Yeah, I do a lot of research for sure. That's definitely.
Yeah.
And you see, the biggest thing I like to do is actually show the comic book itself because people are scared to open them up. I like to actually share that with the community, and you know, I love that.
You mean they open up?
The comic books.
How do I open this up?
Exactly.
But anyways, like we always say, as Yoda would say, collect what you like if you want to do it right. Good night, folks.
See you later, guys.